All right, it says we live. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Bear with us. Check the feed. All right, we live. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
We are the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte. Back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Kodash. And before we get started, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out the labor in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
All right, back at you with another live lesson. News and prophecy. The left hand is preparing to move in various topics. All right, so it's kind of like just a hitting the button type of lesson. All right, we just wanted to kind of gather some news and just see how the spirit is going to take us. But got some things here that we want to go through, as you see on the screen here. All right. Kind of a little bit of what we talked about yesterday about the Starlink, what was it called? Stargate, and the $500 billion plan to build this AI beast infrastructure, and this whatever this shit was with this guy Elon Musk throwing up with this Roman symbolism, because as we talked about, in the spirit, it's like they're covertly trying to reestablish a new Rome, so to speak. This modernized technocracy as we see evolving today around Trump, Elon Musk, and all the rest of those big tech billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add in there if you want to.
Kind of like you said, they're doing all these things, covertly on the sly, right? So that they it's in the people's faces now. Everybody knows the direction in which these things are going, but the vast majority of people are refusing to acknowledge this. We're seeing that the technology, right, that the Roman Empire couldn't implement or didn't have access to, right, on their first go around, right.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to perfect, right, this beast system, man.
So that's what it's all about. Matter of fact, grab that in Malachi, the first chapter again, and we'll just let the spirit build upon that or whatnot. Because these devils are proud, as it tells us in Obadiah, that the pride of his heart has deceived them. Because at the same time, as we talked about, as we see all this advancement in technology, Esau's power is being stripped from him. All right, in his mind, he thinks he's going to rule forever. He thinks he's going to have this technocracy, AI ruling over the people, basically Satan, through this technology ruling over the people, and it's not going to go down that way.
Right.
So we speak about these things a lot because we want to continue to put emphasis on the fact that the end is closer than what you realize. Okay, but you got it, my brother.
Okay. This is Malachi 1:4.
Yeah,
Whereas Edom,
go
okay.
ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
You speak, brother.
Right? So this the pride of Esau Edom, right, in effect, man. Right? Them being allowed, the Lord has given them, the control and the influence to push these narratives forward, to push this agenda forward. So now they're getting puffed up with pride as if they're gonna be able to accomplish every device that they imagine, you know? So now it says, as that first empire was torn down, they say we will return and build the desolate places. They think they're gonna build this even bigger and better, man.
Yeah,
That's why you see these things going out right across the airwaves with Tesla, with Elon Musk, with Trump, right? And this is them, bloviating, puffing their chest out, right? That they're gonna reestablish this Roman Empire, man.
yeah. They have it made up in their minds that they're gonna, solidify, the Roman Empire. Like you said earlier, now they have the advancement in technology. Now they have the tools that they need to accomplish this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's all really it's the Most High, because Scripture said the deceive and the deceiver are His.
That's it.
So it's all for the sake of the Lord's movie. At the end of the day, this is why we're seeing this. All right, it says here under the header. Um, It says activist screen video showing tech billionaires' tweets supporting far right party. All right, the far right, which is pretty much, like you said, that anybody overall that supports Trump and this idea of, making America a powerhouse again, or whatnot. So, and some more points that we talked about, dealing with the beast system. Everything is in place. All right. The facial recognition, the biometrics, the whole, beast system, man. All right. They got everything they need. They're setting right now we're seeing them set the foundation. Trump has everybody in their key positions to play their role in the functionality of the beast, if you will. We talked about that. Now here's a point. Now I caught this one online too. Let's play this real quick. All right, because as we're gonna get to, matter of fact, let me just play this and I'll make the point. Salakia.
Reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration.
All right, you heard what he said. America being the capital for artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, man. Okay, so we as we've been echoing, video after video, we are here. All right, and pretty much this speech that he made was from the Davos. He's down there in the Davos world. They had him on the screen, but this is from today, as of 10 hours ago. President Donald Trump addresses World Economic Forum in Davos. All right, so we're gonna come back to all of this in the end, but I wanted to address the fact that the party is over. All right, and another quick point is that you got to remember some of the shit this guy's been saying. All right, he said this last year, January 9th, 2024. Donald Trump says he hopes U.S. economy crashes this year. So who's to say that this is the year that it happens? Just thinking out loud. But the point I want to get to real quick, and we'll go back to all of that, dealing with the left hand, the counsel of the wicked, them forwarding their plans. But like I said, the party's over, man. I want to get into this real quick because as all of this is going on, America is collapsing from within. Okay, these niggas is talking about $500 billion for AI infrastructure. Sending niggas to Mars and all of this, these rockets and all this technology. But meanwhile, people are starving, man. People are broke. You see what I'm saying? The jobs are shutting down. Okay, the economy is finished. Food is not getting any more cheaper. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of confusion and shit going on. But anyway, I want to get into this real quick. Unless you had anything,
kind of real quick. Okay. It's Isaiah chapter 19, and I'll start in verse 5. Well, I'll start in verse 4 in the NLT. It reads, I will hand Egypt over to a hard, cruel master. A fierce king will rule them, said the Lord, Yahweh of heaven's armies. Right? So, right, that cruel Lord, we're in the midst of seeing, Trump, right, embody this cruelty, man. Right? Mm-hmm. And as the year goes on, these things are going to continue to intensify. Right? It says the waters of the Nile will fail to rise and flood the fields. The riverbed will be parched and dry. The canals of the Nile will dry up, and the streams of Egypt will stink with rotting weeds, with reeds and bushes and rushes. So pretty much going into the economy, right? Everything is drying up, as we're seeing on the article, right? The store closures, right? Various businesses are failing. The people are at an all-time low economically, right? All these things are taking place. It says here, verse 7, all the greenery along the riverbank and all the crops along the river will dry up and blow away. The fishermen will lament for lack of work. Those who cast hooks into the Nile will groan, and those who use nets will lose heart. So going into these jobs, right? We already see Trump doing the cuts on the federal side. how much more when he eventually allows these things to come into, you know, people's domestic sides, man. Right. So they took the various incentives away from these federal buildings and companies, you know, to hire, you know, Jake pretty much. Right. So now, you know, what's to say he doesn't push that into to make that law throughout the country. Right.
Right. So I just want to add real quick too. So these videos we got is going to show you exactly how serious this is. You know, you got it, brother. I know you was going to make a point.
Got that. I'm just finish this real quick. It says, verse 9, there will be no flax for the harvesters, no thread for the weavers. They will be in despair, and all the workers will be sick at heart. So this is the mindset that's about to plague these Americans out here, man. Right, soon come, and we're watching, right, the seeds being planted, and now, you know, we're watching those start to spring up. You know.
Yeah, that's it. So just reading this real quick, like we said, the folly, the party is done, man. It says store closures hit highest level since demic. See who is shutting down the most locations. It says store closures in the U.S. spiked in 2024 and are expected to rise about 15,000 this year. You see, this is a lot of stores, man. Okay, according to Coresight Research, a retail advisory group. All right, let me jump down. A party city is over. The party's over, man.
God.
Right? It says store closures in the U.S. last year hit the highest level since the demic. Even more locations are expected to shutter this year as shoppers' dollars increasingly go to a few industry winners. According to an analysis by Coresight Research, major retailers, including Party City and Macy's, closed 7,325 stores in 2024, according to the Retail Advisory Group's data. That's the sharpest jump since retailers in the U.S. shuttered almost 10,000 stores in 2020, the year when the vid-demic began. Now, these are a lot of these are big name, you know, retail stores, man. Family Dollar, CVS, right? Walgreens, 7-Eleven, things like that. And it's just not these particular stores, it's all of them, man. All right. But this proves the direction where America's headed. Can we get Ecclesiastes 12 real quick too, just straight to the point? I just want to add a couple of videos, right?
If I can add to you real quick, Zaquan.
You got it.
You know, if we're seeing that take place with these big major chains, how much more these mom and pop stores, you know, right? So that's just going back to them dissolving, right, whatever was left of the middle class, right, through the pandemic. This is Ecclesiastes 12, and starting in verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets.
The doors shall be shut in the streets, man. Okay? Store closures, foreclosures, right? Going out of business, right? Pretty much that's America as a whole. Okay? America's going out of fucking business. And that's prophecy. All right? In the midst of all of this stuff about these devils raging to bring America back and all of that, man, this place is over with, man. There's no revival of Rome, if you will. Right. You know, this time going around. You know, you got it.
It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Hey, the sound and the grinding is low. People don't have work, man. And here it is. These devils is about to replace you niggas, man. Right? They don't need people no more. All right. Remember, they said, hey, get used to robots and cyborgs being ingrained in your life. Right? This is what, hey, real quick, not the rant, but this is what you know, this is what these devils is meeting about. This is part of, you better believe this is part of their talking points and things that they're ready to you know, the full roll with, man.
Exactly.
Right? So let's play these clips. That you got some more else? You got any more in there?
That was on that.
All right, let's play this real fast. I'll play the shorter one first. So this one is from 2 weeks ago. Chain store closures.
Store closures are surging all across the country. In fact, in 2024, we saw more than 7,000 stores close their doors to consumers. This comes as consumer spending remains strong going into the new year. So we take a closer look at chain store closures in the big story today. Well, 2024, it was actually a pretty bad year for the major U.S. retailers. According to CoreSite Research, more than 7,300 stores closed. That's an increase of 57% from the year prior. It's also the highest annual number of stores closed since 2020, when the pandemic led to mass disruptions of businesses all across the country. The report also found that about 45 retailers filed for bankruptcy protection last year, compared to the 25 retailers that filed in 2023. Despite the closures, retail sales jumped by 3.8% between November 1st and December 24th of this past year. That's about a 3% increase from last year. Experts with the MasterCard Economics Institute say this reveals that consumers are still willing to spend, but are driven by a search for value. MasterCard says consumers were value-minded and shopped at both brick-and-mortar stores and online platforms in search of the best deal. Well, data shows that retailers with the largest number of store closures include discount chains and drugstores. Some of those closures include 718 Family Dollar stores, more than 1,000 Walgreens and CVS pharmacies, and nearly 600 Big Lots. Meanwhile, Party City had to shutter its business completely, and the Container Store filed for bankruptcy.
Hey man, hey shit, no more CVS, Walgreens, you know. Hey, those type of stores, you know, they come through. You know what I'm saying? The dollar stores. So when they close them shits down, man, it's people gonna really be hurt, man.
Right.
You know, it's mostly Jake in those stores. I mean, everybody goes to them stores, but you know, it's mostly Jake up in there, man. So hey, these are the signs, right?
These store closures have picked up due to consumers not spending as much on things like new couches, TVs, and clothing as they did back in the year 2022.
People don't got it. That's the thing. People ain't got the money like that. Clearly. Right?
Companies have also raised prices higher than a lot of people can afford. And then you have the interest rate component here. Those have soared in the past year, making it more expensive to borrow money for those big ticket items or to get a mortgage or a car loan. This is causing some consumers to pull back from spending money on the items that they don't absolutely need. They also face competition from bigger and better positioned rivals like Amazon, Walmart, and Costco. These bigger chains, they can buy the larger quantities of goods and then sell them at a bigger discount than smaller stores. They can also put money into tech improvements that even medium-sized retailers simply cannot afford, widening the competition gap even further.
Hey, get Isaiah 24 out.
Okay. This is Isaiah 24.
And we'll play the next one after that. I just wanted to play that first few minutes there, and we'll play this one too. But you got it, brother.
You want me to start at 4?
Yeah, you start straight to the point, I think, with verse 8, somewhere in there.
Gotcha. It's Isaiah 24 and 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth.
Mm-hmm.
They shall not
so all the mirth that we've been speaking about, you know, the joy, the mirth, the pride is the Lord is causing that to cease.
Exactly.
All right. Everything we see that's going on in the economy, all right, the financial instability amongst people, you know, the uncertainty of making it out here, man, which is causing the mirth and the pride to cease. You got it?
They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Mm-hmm. Especially what's getting ready to come. You're not gonna be able to run away for what the Lord has, you know, ready for these people to go through, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the temptation, the trouble that's on the way. All right, Jacob's trouble, World War III. All right, you know, just total anarchy consuming the streets of Babylon. All right, go ahead.
The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
You got it.
Right. The city of confusion, Babylon, man. Babel. Right. This place is the city of the Lord's wrath, man. Right. And like it says, it's broken down, right? We're watching that degradation, that decay take place. You know, this is why the sentiment is going out that the economy is on the verge of collapse, because we're seeing this place destroy itself from the inside out.
Yep.
It says every house is shut up that no man may come in. So we're watching, right, all these these strip malls you'll see they're just becoming empty parking lots, right, because all the businesses are up and gone. People can't spend the money. Not only are they not spending it, they can't spend it, right? Because now everything either costs too much, right, or they're not making enough.
Yeah.
We're seeing what's it called? The cost of living is continuing to go up, right? The price of gas is probably going to skyrocket. And part of the reason why these people are in this state of mirth as it stands is because they think Trump is going to come and alleviate some of that pressure off of them, man.
Exactly. And meanwhile, all your money is going towards, AI infrastructure and fucking nuclear war. Right? It's not about the people, man. But they're saying, look, this is the solution to better society and all that. But the snare is what? Total oppression.
Exactly.
You got it.
God. So verse 10, it's like verse 11. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
You got it.
Right. The mirth of the land is gone, man. Right. There's no more joy. Right. The spirit of these people, right, has been completely destroyed, man. They cling and grasp on to the last remnants that they can remember of happiness. Right. That's why everybody has the same idea of the world hasn't changed or hasn't been the same since 2020, man. Right. Because from that point on, it's been a steep decline, and everybody's feeling the squeeze now.
Yeah. This is nothing light, man. Store closures hit highest level since the demic. All right. We just saw the video I had with over 57% of these stores closing down.
Right.
All right. These big chain, once, big chain retail stores. Right. So this is a big deal. Any more?
I got a precept for you.
You got it.
It's Jeremiah 25:10. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstones and the light of the candle. Yeah,
the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah has pretty much stripped away the life force out of this place, man. And this is why everybody's complaining on the internet, crying about the living conditions, how they're gonna make the next meal, next check, how they're gonna make rent, pay their car note, motherfucker. Hey, a lot of niggas is homeless and living in their cars. And you're talking about people in their 20s and 30s, man. This is a common theme, man. But by seeing this thing, this shows you where America is at. All right. Now I want to play this real quick, and we'll get back to the point we were addressing earlier. There's some more information tying it to these prophecies. Let's play that clip too.
In June 2024, pharmacy chain Walgreens made a shocking announcement.
They plan to close a significant number of stores. At this point, only 75% of stores bring in what is effectively their revenues and profits.
The iconic chain is rapidly reducing its footprint, with approximately 2,150 locations on the chopping block by 2027. This is just the latest effort by the struggling company to right a ship that has seen a rotating door of CEOs.
Hey, we coming to the point it ain't gonna be shit around, man. Like real talk though. We read the doors should be closed in the streets, right?
Estimating profits and its share price fall more than 55% between January and July 2024. In the Q3 report, CEO Tim Wentworth cited two reasons: pressure on the consumer and challenging trends in the pharmacy space.
They don't have infinite time to stabilize this before it's too late.
But Walgreens' problems are just the latest sign of trouble for the entire industry.
CVS has been closing stores all along. Rite Aid is filing for bankruptcy.
So what is happening to American pharmacy chains? How did Walgreens go from record highs to a bottoming stock price in just under a decade? And what does all of this mean for you? And order to better understand the head.
And real quick, and this is another point you got to consider, right? These pharmacies, if they go down, then what people are going to have for their, you know, the medication that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Which is going to cause more people to bug out and shit to go shit to happen. You know?
Right. And we had brought the article out about the AI. Right. One of the major industries that's going to be affected is healthcare. Right. So it's going to be no need for these brick and mortar businesses anymore, man.
Mm-hmm.
Headwinds facing chain pharmacies, we have to separate the store into two parts. First, there's front of store or retail. You know, your over-the-counter cough medicine, paper towels, makeup, candy bars, that kind of stuff. Then there's back of store or pharmacy. We'll get to that later. First, let's start where everyone starts, walking in the front door.
Walgreens of today looks very much the same as the Walgreens of yesterday. It hasn't really evolved and adapted.
When it comes to retail, Walgreens is in the midst of a downward slide, seeing a 4% year-over-year decline in Q3, a continuation of a rough few years for its retail segment.
The front of store offer, where the general merchandise is, the beauty products, isn't that good. It often doesn't look very good. The brands that they have aren't very interesting. The prices are often much higher than other destinations. And a lot of people will think, well, yes, I'm here, but why bother paying over the odds?
Every couple of years I hear, here's our new plan for the front end. And it's always some new gimmick and then that doesn't work, and then they don't talk about it anymore.
As inflation squeezes customers, chain pharmacies are struggling to compete with cheaper alternatives, like dollar stores and big box retailers, who offer larger selections and have their own in-house pharmacies.
Particularly our consumer is definitely pressed both from, the ongoing inflation that we've seen, albeit it's somewhat moderating, as well as the amount of money that they just have as we move forward.
Now, Walgreens realizes this is an issue and
Shalakia.
recently announced plans to lower cost on 1,300 front-of-store items.
Bear with me 1 second.
But it might be too little too late, because it's not just the economy that's changed, but the way we shop.
Anybody with the pulse would know what's happening with front end, which is, they're in a pincer movement with Amazon and Walmart getting better and better. They have better price points. The delivery options are getting, quicker and quicker.
Another frequent pain point for retailers, shrinkage or loss of merchandise, often due to damage or theft. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, CEO Tim Wentworth cited high theft locations as a factor in determining which stores would be closing.
Store experience.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. A lot of these stores are dealing with high theft, right? You see that out there on the West, out there in the Bay, San Francisco, Oakland. Catching pure hell out there, man. Stores, people, vehicles being broken into is just crazy out there. But this is a common theme around America, right? Which once again ties in to the prophecy of this place, basically falling apart, right? Now, did we finish out that Isaiah 24?
Kind of.
Okay, we finished it. All right, you got a precept you want to add in there real quick? And if not, we'll just go back to the meeting, because like I said, we just, it's all the spirit, just showing you that. Go ahead, Salaki, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add this article the brother has sent in the chat off of Investopedia. It says Walgreens stock tumbles on DOJ lawsuit over millions of alleged illegal prescriptions. So just going back, right, this company in particular, but these things, they're trying to find ways, right, to bring in more profitability, man. Mm-hmm. Right. So now they're trying to cut corners, but they're being exposed for these things, man. Sure. And you made mention of the theft, right? All these smash and grabs that take place through all these places, man. You see up in New York, right? Jake just run in and run out with arms and bags and full of stuff, man.
Mobs and niggas too.
Exactly. So these businesses can't withstand that. Sales are already down, and then they're just putting themselves out there, right, to be robbed by these people, man. So it's more profitable for them to shut the businesses down than to try to maintain them, man.
got one precept, and then we'll go back to the council, that the Davos stuff, and just see what we can take from that. But straight to the point, Jeremiah 51 in verse 9, it says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky." So the point is, we keep bringing this scripture out. There's no hill in this place, man. There's nothing that these devils can do to bring it back. All right. By these devils even pushing that is completely against the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right? So you just gotta brace for impact through the spirit, man. These devils are linking up. Let's go back to that real quick. But these devils, they believe in their hearts that they're gonna, revive Rome again, and make America great again, and rule the world over under AI and all of this madness. Let's go to that. All right, matter of fact, let's play that again. Right, this is what he said at the Davos meeting that was taken out.
Reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration.
Okay, prophecy speaks. Give me Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. You get straight to the point. It's coming, man. Whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not, it's coming. All right. They gotta push the chip. Right. And we're gonna keep banging you over the head with that, man, because that's a major prophecy that has to come to pass.
It's Habakkuk 2 and verse 4. It reads, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death."
Yeah, that's the Edomite, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everywhere he's in the planet Earth, he's causing hell, death, and destruction. Right? And he's planning on doing it again, finishing it out.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yeah, heapeth unto him all people, man. And he's trying to do that through this NWO, man. And all right, by the means of having everybody linked in to the Internet of Things. All right, the MOTB system, having a C-hip inside your body where he's tracking and knowing every movement that you make.
Exactly.
Right, because like he said here, as I played in this previous video I did. All right, Elon Musk is talking about the UBI, and he's saying that, look, mass unemployment, all these things are unavoidable. Let's play that again too, and then we'll get to the meeting.
That's no sounds, Quan.
We say out.
It says no sound.
No sound playing. Goodness, hold on.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge.
Can you hear now?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job. Machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And since if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? and I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
Man, you hear what he's saying, man? You're not gonna be needed. You're not gonna have a job. You're not gonna own nothing, right? The UBI is needed. He said it's gonna be mandated. This is all the ties to the MOTB system, right? So it's like it's the inevitable is going to happen. You see that? Let's go back to the other video. Unless you want to add something in there.
I got a quick precept for you.
You got it.
So 2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Heavy. And that's what he made mention of. Didn't he just say that?
Exactly.
You got it, brother.
Now I was going exactly what you said. You know, they're speaking in this prideful manner, right? You know, this is that peace and safety as we had brought out last night, man. Right? They're putting the earth in this mindset of, you know, it can only go up from here, right? Everybody's gonna get comfortable with this technocracy. Everybody's gonna get lulled to sleep, right? And then the devil's gonna pull the rug out from under them, man.
Come. Yep. Let's see what we can get out of this, and then that'd be it. You know, any other scriptures you got, we'll bring it out, but that's pretty much the point. You know, it's kind of like following up what we did yesterday. You know, the left hand is preparing to move. All right, all these top elitist so-called devils are out there in Davos today having a meeting, discussing their plans. So, hey, they're ready to roll. The party's over, man. Okay? Things are happening.
What great honor and pleasure to welcome you back to the Davos community. Just 4 days into your new mandate, we highly appreciate your presence with us today. We wish you all the best as you take on your critical work ahead. The global challenges we face today are monumental. The importance of American leadership and your personal leadership in this regard is fundamental and paramount. We are here to hear your vision and policies related to revitalizing the economy and addressing the global challenges. As you might expect, Mr. President, your return to office and your forthcoming policies have been at the focus of our discussions this week.
Hey, man, you know, it's heavy. It's like, look, these are the devils that are in the forefront of ruling the world, man. See what I'm saying? These are the council of the elite. Can you get that real quick? And was it Ephesians the 6th chapter?
God.
Straight to the point. Ephesians what, 6 and 12? Mm-hmm. You know, these are the forerunners for the elite, man, the bankers, if you will. All right.
So Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
There you go. Spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right. And these devils are all tied into that. All right.
And this is one of those high places, man. This is where they conduct all these witchcrafts, these ceremonies, right? All this Davos nonsense, right? Is them, working these enchantments and preparing to put these things into play in the earth, man.
That's it. The left hand is preparing to move.
Discussions among 3,000 political and business leaders from over 130 countries who came together here in Davos. We look forward hearing first from you and then to the follow-up discussion with business leaders, moderated by my colleague Børge Brende. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, thank you very much, Klaus, and hello to everyone in beautiful Davos. This has been a truly historic week in the United States. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office and we began the golden age of America. The recent presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them, all seven swing states. It was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing. And
1 Thessalonians 5:3. All right? They're going to keep pushing that, man. All right? Give me real quick Sirach 5:7 now. Hey, you've been warned by the prophets first, man. The true prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shah first. All right?
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. It reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Everybody's in their security.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Everybody has their security and trust in Trump, not the Lord. Right? We just showed you how the Lord is removing all the comforts here. All right? We showed you that clearly the party is over. The economy is on its way out of here.
Right.
All right? Greater evils, temptation, trouble is on the way. So if you can't see it, then hey, you most likely are gonna get caught up in the crossfire, man.
That's it.
That's it.
Going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes like never before. The result is the worst inflation crisis in modern history and sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof. President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular with our high inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation.
Yeah. He's He's supposed to be cleaning this place up, man, reversing policies, and you know, he basically getting at Jake with these executive orders and things like that, man. So once again, indeed, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. You can watch the rest of that. We're not gonna watch all of that. It's about 51 minutes, right? But before we close it out, all right, just to kind of add what else is in the news. All right, it says Trump designate drug cartels as T organizations, invokes Alien Enemies Act, right? And we talked about this before, right? I just want to read a little bit and we'll actually go to the act itself. So it says Trump designates Mexican drug cartels as foreign T organizations and invokes the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to combat border crises. The strategy aims to dismantle cartels, freeze assets, and prosecute those supporting criminal networks. Trump plan targets cartel-driven violence, drug trafficking, illegal migration, calling it a campaign of terror. All right. So, as we said, he's ready to come after Jake. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. You can add in there if you had anything too. I'm just gonna pull the article up. You know,
I mean, as we see, you know, they got ISIS on the move right now, right? You saw self-deputizing themselves and things of that nature. Brothers are going into the report that they're paying people to report illegal immigrants, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, how many, you know, people are going to be, you know, thrown into this pot, right? Just because of the hatred that Esau has towards the Northern Kingdom, man.
Yep.
Right? It could be people who are full-out citizens that are going to get snatched up, right, as a result of this, man.
Yep.
Right?
No mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, and we'll wrap this up, but I'm going to read this real fast, dealing with that act. This is the Alien Enemies Act. Explained, it says that the detention and deportation power poses alarming risk of abuse and rights violations in both wartime and peacetime. Let's just read this real quick. It says, what is the Alien Enemies Act? It says the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 is a wartime authority that allows the president to detain or deport the natives and citizens of an enemy nation. The law permits the president to target these immigrants without a hearing and based on their country of birth or citizenship. Although the law was enacted to prevent foreign espionage and sabotage in wartime, it can be and has been wielded against immigrants who have done nothing wrong, who have evinced no signs of disloyalty and are lawfully present in the United States. It is an overbroad authority that may violate constitutional rights in wartime and is subject to abuse in peacetime. See that? So, hey, this man is about to lose his damn mind. Exactly. That's what we're telling y'all. I got one scripture real quick too. Psalm 94. Right, let's go there. All right, this is Psalm 94 in verse 20, and it reads, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? And this is what Esau does. Right? He establishes these wicked laws and decrees to basically get over on Jake. Right? And he's already said that he's going to use the law to the highest extent to come after Jake, as far as using the military to round up, to deport, you know, so-called immigrants and whatnot. So you already know how this shit is going to go. Right? It says, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Right? And see, this is what he's doing with these meetings over here in Davos. Right? They're forwarding their plans, they're preparing their moves. This is what Esau is doing. This is what Trump is doing with these immigration policies, these laws. All right, to come after Jake. It says, verse 22, but the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is my defense and my power, is the rock of my refuge, and he should bring upon them their own iniquity, and should cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord, our power, Yahweh Shemel Shah, should cut them off. Right? So we're in that time, man. We're in that time of war against Jake. You know, greater evils than these that we shall see that shall happen hereafter, as it was said in Second Esdras. You know, shit is gonna go to the next level, right? So everything is being prepared for the worst. You know, you whatever you want to add in there,
I mean, you said it. You know, everything's being prepared, evils and only evils, as the scriptures say, man. Right? That goes into this coming persecution, right? It goes into the total fall of this wicked system, this wicked kingdom, man. Right? Everything that we're about to experience and see, right, is all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But like you had quoted the scripture, right? Greater evils than these, right, are what we're gonna be witness to, man.
That's it. You know, so we'll leave it like that, man. You know, pray that this quick lesson was edifying, man. Just keeping up with what's happening now, the news and prophecy. The left hand's preparing to move, right? Shit is about to happen. We just, you know, pretty much at the end of January, getting ready to go into February. So there's a lot more things to come, you know. So remain vigilant, remain circumspect, you know. So we're gonna close it out by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, is pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.